Politico Politica. Politics for everyone.
Welcome back to Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. It's now time for our Politics and More segment where our guest, Fela, will be sharing his journey into politics. So a lot of people say that politics is a dirty game, but why did you decide to get into the ring and get yourself dirty?
Okay, so let me first say that I say to people, yes, well, if politics is a dirty game, well, you need to ask what should we do about it, right? We wake up in the morning, our mouth is dirty. We don't leave our mouth at home and say, well, our mouth is dirty, let's go out without our mouth. We wash it. We wake up with dirty bodies in the morning. We don't leave our bodies in bed. We wash it when it's dirty. We wash our clothes when they're dirty. So if you can wash your clothes when it's dirty, wash your mouth when it's dirty, wash your body when it's dirty, what should you do with your politics when it's dirty? You wash it. And you wash it with clean things, because that's what you do to get things clean. And so what we realized is that for many years, the narrative, politics is dirty, has only benefited one set of people. People who had no interest in making things better for everyone else, people who had, all they wanted was their own self-interest and selfish interest for themselves, their own families, to steal, to acquire power. And so that narrative, politics is dirty, meant every dirty person leave this thing alone. And that was what I knew had to be changed. Look, Isabella, it's really very simple. Nigeria is a blessed country, probably more blessed than almost any other nation in the world. And every blessed country can only become a great nation when you have good governance. And when good governance is not a complicated thing, it just means good people in governance, people who have the right heart, who have the right values, the right vision, people who have the competence and the capacity, who are capable, and then more importantly, people who have charisma to inspire other people to be able to be a part of what they're doing, especially the populace, and more importantly, people who have the fear of God in their heart. At the heart of the Alliance for New Nigeria ideology is the concept of opportunities for all. That no one should be excluded for whatever the reason is from an opportunity simply because you're from a tribe or a religion or somewhere. Nobody should ever be excluded. And that for me is everything I've always preached, everything I've always lived, everything I've always worked hard for, to see that everyone gets the right opportunity. And I always say it this way, where I want a new Nigeria, where the son of a nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody, because everything works. And that's how it used to be, long ago in the past. You could get into an admission into university without knowing anybody. I never knew where the JAMB office was, and I didn't have to know anybody to get an admission into University of Ife in 1982, right? You could get a job without knowing anybody. You could get, that's the kind of Nigeria we want, where what you do is what gets you as far as you can go. So the Alliance for New Nigeria, in ideology, in values, in ethos, in everything, had a perfect fit with me. And that's why I joined the party.
And what has been the reception? Like, you've been going around the country. A lot of people will be hearing about this ANN for the first time. They might not even be familiar with your emblem, your logo. So what has it really been like?
Well, I think one thing is for sure. What I found was very interesting was that the people who wanted a new Nigeria, most of them didn't know what it was called. So we don't go out just trying to sell, vote for ANN, vote for... No, people are not likely to vote for a party as much as they will vote for the ideology of the party. So what I'm saying is the message has never been just go out and vote for Alliance for New Nigeria. No, the message has been if you're tired of the way things are, if you believe Nigeria can be better, if it is well managed, and if you want a better Nigeria that you'll be proud of, then you want a new Nigeria. And if you want that new Nigeria where everyone has opportunity to be the best they can be, to give their best, and to have the best life possible, then you want a new Nigeria. What you want is, if you want a new Nigeria, vote for ANN. So it's that simple. So ANN is only a gateway to what it is that people want. What we're finding out, Isabella, is that everybody wants a new Nigeria. That in the southeast, they want a new Nigeria. In the south-south, they want a new Nigeria. In the southwest, in the northeast, northwest, north central, everywhere across Nigeria, and even those in diaspora, want a new Nigeria. Do you know that I would say it this way? Even foreign investors want a new Nigeria. Those who are neighboring countries want a new Nigeria. So a new Nigeria is something that everyone wants, And now they are beginning to say, if I want a new Nigeria, this is how I'm going to get it. I'll vote for ANN because that's a party that's committed to delivering the new Nigeria.
But let's remove APC and PDP. You're left with 89 political parties. Are these 89 political parties not offering in one form or the other a new Nigeria, a difference? Give us a chance, they're saying. So what makes ANN stand out from the rest?
I think the first thing that you'll find out is, and I always say to people, what's in a name? Well, a name is an identity, so an identity is a reflection of who you are. So when a party describes itself as Alliance for New Nigeria, you know that New Nigeria is not just a political slang. It's what defines the identity of the people. And more importantly, many of the new parties are registered by the old parties as ways of being able to mobilize for supposedly endorsements. So they would say, oh, 30 parties have endorsed and come into an alliance with this one. And we know these games, they are political strategies, we know them. So the truth is, what makes ANN different is what ANN stands for. It's how people emerge on ANN. Go and look at APC and say, did everyone have equal opportunity in APC to become who they wanted to be? No. There was still Babasokwe, there was still selection going on in APC, there was selection going on in PDP. We saw that there was, everybody watched literally, and we heard about how much money was given to delegates by most of the aspirants, and so we understand. ANN, for instance, we even had an instance where there was an aspirant that kind of tried to bring in a little bit of the old politics into ANN. Guess what? The party came up with a hashtag, ANN not for sale. I never had to give out one kobo to any of the 247 delegates that voted at the primaries. And 7 of them voted for the other gentleman, 240 of them voted for me, and I didn't give them one kobo. That tells you the true value of the party. So
you have the opportunity to share what ANN is bringing to the table on our next segment, which is Project Nigeria segment. We'll be going on a quick break on Politico Politica, but join us again because the Project Nigeria segment coming up after this break promises to be an interesting segment. You don't want to miss that.